Let it marinate a little bit.
I'm good.
We ready?
I'm ready when y'all ready. You know,
Let's go, bro.
I'm always camera ready.
Oh, easy.
I'm always camera ready.
See, we should just leave this party. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is JD. That's Rondu. This is Peace of the G's, and we are out fucking side.
I got him outside. I'm Lawrence Gilliard Jr. Actor, musician, all the things.
I was going to introduce him, but
Go ahead.
Nah,
Go ahead.
because I cannot do better than that. Absolutely not. I can't. But you know what?
I have to hit him with the tagline, so
Do it.
give me a second.
Do it.
No gossip, no glitch. Just two brothers talking shit. Brothers talk about. Peace, JD.
Peace, God. See how serious he is, and we outside. I want to be out here sipping fucking mojitos. Let me be clear.
It's that weather. It's that
You know what I'm
time
saying?
of season,
I got
too.
this long sleeve shirt and I'm dying.
Oh,
he
God.
is appropriately dressed.
Oh, God. I looked out the window.
By Central Park. So yesterday I was at work, right? I worked at the state park. It was a little chilly.
Okay.
Thought it
Oh,
would be
yeah.
a little chilly today.
Okay.
I put on a long sleeve chambray.
Yeah.
Next thing I know,
Bam.
heat on.
80 whatever.
Exactly. It's disgusting. I don't know what to do with myself. But, sir, he's got a bunch of questions for you.
Yes.
However, I heard
Yep.
that you are a classically trained
Clarinetist.
clarinetist.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Clarinetist.
indeed.
Now, correct us. Am I right or is he right?
Clarinetist.
Clarinetist. So,
Yes, clarinetist.
Sometimes it pays to be a geek. Now, how did you,
let me say this first.
Yes.
We actually played clarinet
Y'all did?
in the first grade. Yes, the both of us.
What?
Listen,
You're very good at it.
Fellow
Listen,
woodwinds.
But we did
Listen,
play.
fellow
We
party
did
party, I
play.
don't wanna
We did
fellow-
play.
fellow woodwinds.
We did
I don't
play.
want to.
Once a woodwind, always a woodwind, brother.
So,
Once
yo,
a
you know
woodwind.
what? See, we can go on for hours.
Yes.
Why not the piccolo or, per se, the oboe?
So, you know what happened to me, man? I always wanted to be a drummer. And I am a self-taught drummer as well.
That's because I heard you play the bongos.
I play the bongos. I
On
also play the
Sundays.
trap drums. On Sunday, Saturday, Central Park Drum Circle. Yes.
Okay.
I do that. I play all types of percussion, but I always wanted to be a set player, you know, a track player. And but when I was in school, in grade school,
Let me see. Was this a public school?
public schools,
Yep.
when they used to have music
Yep.
in public schools, when
Put
they
you in
had
the
bands
band
and all that.
Stick it. Hey,
Right.
you playing this.
Right. So I would
Okay.
always try to get there early and be like, I want drums. But you know, everybody wanted drums. And I always got there late. They already had the drums filled
Clarinet
up.
for you, buddy.
Right.
So my band teacher in middle school was like, we need a clarinet player.
Yep.
Here's the clarinet.
Absolutely.
And during that time, my TV, because I did watch a lot of TV, but my one TV in my house, we going back, I'm not going to date myself, but we going back to when there was 3 channels on
Hold
TV.
up. Once you said one TV, I already knew.
Yeah, right, exactly. The one TV was broken, so I ain't had nothing to do but futz around on this clarinet, man. All right, my man.
All right.
All right, fella. So I had nothing to do but, you know, mess around with this clarinet. And fortunately, God blessed me with a pretty good ear. I could listen to the radio
Strong lungs.
and just, you know, figure it out on a horn. You know, a lot of musicians, jazz musicians, you know, rock musicians, pop, R&B musicians, a lot of them don't read music. They just pick it up by ear.
Right.
Yes.
Just naturals, do what they do. So that's what I was doing.
So-
And then, yep.
No. So let me ask you.
Yep.
What do you like to play? Like in terms of, like, do you play classical clarinet, classical drums, or do you like improv?
So in the clarinet, I was trained as a classical clarinetist. Eventually what happened in my middle school was the High School for the Performing Arts came to my middle school recruiting. I wanted to go, so, I mean, I think the story might be in a book.
Okay.
Oh,
But the way
I'm
the
sorry.
story went
Give me
down.
a sec.
The way the story
here we
went,
go.
yeah, the way the story went down is.
He's got a book.
Book.
Pick it up.
Pick it up. Walk up to the lion. The way the story went down was I couldn't really read music that well, but my band teacher told me to get a book out of the band room, and I got the book and it had a cassette tape in it.
Okay.
I listened to the cassette tape and I learned the whole piece just from memory. And then I went to my audition, I put the music up there and pretended to read the music while I was just playing it from memory. And that's how I got into high school, Baltimore High School. of the Arts.
So that's the school that Jada Pinkett and
Tupac
went to.
They started a little bit after me, but yes, it was the same institution. Yes, the same institution.
Okay.
From there, so that's when I first started studying classical because my clarinet teacher there was a classical trained clarinetist. And from there, I worked hard 4 years and then I got into Juilliard. Back then they didn't have a jazz department. It was only straight classical back then.
Really?
So I got into Juilliard and I trained as a trained clarinetist.
Excuse me.
So straight classical.
For those of you who do not know,
Yeah.
Juilliard is not like an easy institution to get into.
Not to be played with.
And it is very, very elite. You must be in, and correct me if I'm wrong,
Go ahead.
you got to be a top 1% instrumentalist to get in there, baby.
Around the world, actually.
Yeah,
It's like people coming from around the world to get in there. I think it's only a 6% acceptance rate or something like that.
My God.
So yeah, it's not it's not to be played with.
Hold up. And a brother got in.
Very fortunate, very blessed.
Let's
very
not
blessed.
diminish the fact that a brother got in.
Yes.
Which talks about talent.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to diminish anything else, but for the black kids watching us who
Yes.
don't think they have an opportunity to get here,
Oh, nah.
if he got here, and not to diminish your talent,
Oh, nah.
but if he did it, if you work hard, you can do it too.
Amen.
Quick question.
Yeah, man.
You must have made your parents really proud.
Yes, super proud.
I mean, because
Super
as a
proud.
parent, it's wow, the Juilliard, that's amazing.
Yeah,
but I want to
yes.
get into your career. What are you, an actor? What else do you do?
Well, yeah, I'm primarily an actor.
Right.
You know, primarily I would say that after Straight Outta Brooklyn,
Maddie
talk
Rich.
about that.
Maddie
We're gonna
Rich
talk
is Straight
about
Outta
that.
Brooklyn. You guys know a little something about
Maddie
that.
Rich.
Yeah.
But after that, it was full on acting.
That was your first movie?
That was my very first movie,
Well,
yes.
the irony of that is, y'all had to get around the hustlers to
yeah.
do the movie
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah.
end up a drug dealer on TV.
Oh, every day. All day.
So
all
what was
day.
that experience like working in Red Hook, Brooklyn?
Dude, back then, so I'm from Harlem, right up the street here, right
Yes,
over
sir.
there, right? And but I moved to Baltimore, to West Baltimore, when I was very young. And basically, the area I lived in was the area that The Wire was written about. So,
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
West Baltimore.
right. So the Wire was written about the Barksdale family. They ran the towers, we called it in the show.
Mm-hmm.
The towers were modeled after the Lexington Terrace projects, which was right down the street from my house. Like basically, I played Little League football for the Lexington Terrace squad. So that was my hood, right?
Absolutely.
Basically, that's how I grew up. I say this only to say that when I was shooting Straight Outta Brooklyn, and you know, y'all know The Wire, y'all know what that's about.
Right.
When I was shooting Straight Outta Brooklyn and Red Hook, bro, I was afraid. Like, I'm not lying, bro. It was like,
What was the
I would
different
see
environment for
some
you?
negatives. I'd be like, I better cross the street right now.
Yes, yes.
And I grew up in it, and I was still like, yo, I need to cross the street
you know
right
what
now.
the thing is? When you in Baltimore, that's you know them dudes.
I
this
know
is-
them street, right.
But
True
when
that.
you go somewhere else, even though it's
The hood is the hood. The hood is the hood wherever you go.
yes.
but you
The hood
ain't
is the
from
hood.
that
But
hood.
I don't know them. They don't know
Right.
me. Like now because I did the show, I can pretty much show up in any hood and get street cred because dudes are like, yo, that's that dude, right? But yeah, back then, yeah, I was watching my back walking through them streets early in the morning. I think I was on the F train, one of them trains, walking over to the Red Hook projects where we shot. It was no joke. Like I remember one day, man, somebody rolled by in a car while we were shooting with their gun hanging out the window, going, yo, put me in a movie, put me in a movie. One day somebody stole all the equipment out the truck.
Word.
Dude, I am no lies,
man.
no lies. We had to go get more money, wait for Maddie to get more money so we could get more equipment, so we could finish shooting the movie. That was Red Hook back then. As y'all know, that
a
ain't
little
what it
different
is
now.
It's a little
today.
different.
IKEA's there
Well,
now.
the projects are still very much the same.
Oh, they there.
But the surrounding area
Right.
is a bit gentrified at this
very,
point.
Yes.
very, very upscale.
Yes.
So,
yes. You'll
The
find some
Wire.
organic markets in some in IKEA, as the man pointed out.
The Wire,
Yes.
D'Angelo Barksdale.
Yes.
Very complex character.
Yes.
And he seemed conflicted.
He was.
What was
Yeah.
it about him what was it about the guy? Because I know geographically, you
Yes.
know, that area and the family ties,
Yes.
he kind of was shooed into hustling.
Yes.
But he seemed conflicted as if he didn't want it. What did he want from your perspective?
He was born, you know, he was one of those cats, and these cats exist. They're born into it, but their heart just isn't in it. They're wired differently.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And D'Angelo was just a cat who was wired differently. He could see beyond those chains
Yes.
and those boundaries. He could just see beyond it. You know, I liken myself to it. Like I said, I was in that environment,
Right.
and some of my family was of that environment.
Right.
And I have to say that also, like my dad in New York, he was in New York, but him and a lot of his family, they were more a part of that environment than my mother's side.
Right.
But
Right.
I could just see beyond it, man. I was just wired that way. And I'd say D'Angelo was the same type of cat. So I gotta say, this area, man, I gotta apologize, because sirens are going constantly. That's because we
The hospital's down the block. Y'all know. If you're from New York, you know where we at. You
Y'all
know
know.
what it is.
Mount Sinai's 4 blocks that way.
Yeah.
A fire department is 2 blocks that way. Yo.
But listen.
And the police department is 3 blocks that way.
Listen, but I do
So-
encourage you to visit the Natural History Museum, which I think is about 10, 15 blocks
Down
down
there, the
there.
New York Museum. The Museum of New York is down there.
Yeah, baby.
The Guggenheim's down there. The Met is down there. All of them, we're on 5th Avenue. Say they all right down here. Museum Mile, right down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I say, you know, back to the question you were asking me. Yeah, D'Angelo, I was very much connected to D'Angelo. And during that film, during that show, all the characters, I felt like I knew them personally.
Oh,
Like that I grew up
based on
with,
your rearing in that area?
based on coming up in that area. Like literally when I read the pilot and knowing the streets, the street
Right.
name, I was like, dude, I gotta get this part. Like I literally know this story. But that also put a lot of pressure on me also, because I was like, I wanted to make sure I told the story right in the
Okay.
best way that I could.
You did.
To do, I know, but right before I started, I was like,
Right.
man, I hope I get this right, because this is a part, this is home. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, I claim 2 homes, New York and Baltimore, right?
Hold on. Now, here's the other thing. So, you go back to Baltimore, I'm
Yeah.
assuming. You
Yeah.
got this role.
Yeah.
Your family's there,
Yeah.
but also your people is there,
Oh yeah.
right? So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
like, yo, I'm on a show. You want to represent
Exactly.
your people. Like these
Exactly.
some of these people that in these characters that are playing are people you grew up with.
Yes. To the fact where, you know, I was on set one day, and David Simon, he came over with a news article that he had written about one of my friends who was murdered. And he had written the article about it back in 19, whenever it happened, 80,
Yeah.
whatever. He had written the article about one of my friends. And you know, we didn't know each other. Like me and David Simon had no connection at all.
Right.
Right.
But this guy who was murdered, my friend who was murdered, his father was my little league coach, right? And the coach came to set one day with a picture of the whole team, with me, his son, my
Right,
cousin
right.
Ronnie was on that team.
No
the
doubt.
whole team, man. It was very, very personal. Very, very
It's pretty
personal.
emotional for you.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, just the memories going back.
Right.
But then also, like I had seen how much the area and the city had changed from when I left to
Right.
come back here to go to college,
Right.
to what it had become. It had just gone down, down, down even more. So, and eventually they raised those projects, like they're not even there anymore. Yeah.
So
Let me get one quick jump. With D'Angelo being the central character
Yep.
of that first season,
Yep.
how much pressure was that on you?
A lot. It was a lot, like I said, because I was trying to get it right, tell the story right. And, you know, I was trying to tap into all those levels, all those complexities. See, the king, stay the king, right? You know, and I mean, people tell me that I did well with doing that, but I
You
just
did an
wanted to
amazing
show
job.
his vulnerability, you know, him being vulnerable, not just, and you know, I say that because some of the other actors also auditioned for D'Angelo.
Yes.
Right? You guys know, like, you know, I think JD auditioned for D'Angelo.
Really?
Hassan auditioned for
Oh, wow.
D'Angelo. A few other cats auditioned for D'Angelo. And if you can imagine, like I can imagine, you know, you see what JD did with Bodie.
Absolutely.
You see the kind of
Right,
character
right,
Bodie
right.
was, and you see who Hassan was, right?
Weebay.
Weebay is right?
Let me say this.
And so I'm sure that what they did in their auditions, like that vulnerability, because they didn't have that D'Angelo vulnerability in their
Right.
characters, you know? So when I went in there and also just being personally connected to the area, the space, the character, all of that stuff, that helped me greatly with knowing where that fell, where that lived, where that vulnerability lived, where that conflict lived.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So the funny thing is, I cried twice during that show,
Oh, wow.
right?
Thank you, man.
Once, the first time, when Idris Elba had you knocked off.
Yeah.
I love the guy, but fuck you, String and Bell, you got what you had coming. Right? And yo, ironically, when Bodie died, I didn't think he deserved that. I think he was a
Yeah.
stand-up guy throughout the show.
He was.
And he did what, you know, it came down to. And
He
his
was a loyal
loyalty
cat, dude.
to the Barksdales is
Yes.
ultimately what led to his end. So
Yeah.
I thought that was a tough one,
Yeah.
you know?
Yes.
So once they now had written your character off the show,
Yep.
did you have a specific direction that you wanted to go in, or you were just like, the wire's over, I'm gonna take some time? What did you have planned?
Nah, there was really, so when you're working, so here's the thing, it's like you don't know, or you find out. I found out 2 episodes before my character was gonna be killed
Right, when
off.
you was doing the reading.
That I was gonna die. No. David Simon approached me and told me.
Oh, okay.
He's like, you know, we were shooting like episode 4 of season 2, and he's like, you're not gonna have to read beyond episode 6. And I was like, man, but he didn't let me read it in the script. Like some actors read it in the script
Yeah,
that they were gonna
that's
die in the
rough.
next episode.
Right.
You know. So I was grateful to him that he did tell me, at least he gave me a little bit of leeway, although it was just 2 episodes, but he gave me a little bit of leeway and to let me know. But you don't really have a plan. Like, I'll tell you guys this too. When we were finishing up season 1, one of the other actors called me into his trailer and told me that all the Barksdale crew was coming back for season 3.
Right.
So I was like,
Optimistic.
all right,
good.
cool. Yeah, I'm good. So then before we started shooting season 2, David Simon called me and he was like, so I'm only gonna need you for a half of season 2. I'm like, okay, cool. But he didn't say anything about season 3.
Right.
But I had already got that information that Barksdales was coming back. So I was like, okay, half of season 2. I know how to manage my money for
Right,
that.
right.
But I'm still thinking positive about season 3.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So then when he approached me in season 2 and was like, you're not gonna have to read past episode 6, that was a shock to me. Right? That was a big shock to me. But it's the business, it's the industry. I'm a grown ass man. These things happen. You know, you move on. You don't really plan, you just move on. When you find out, you're like, you know, all right, it's like a temp job. You work that temp job until that job is done, and then you're looking for a new one. And then you get a new one, and you work that one until that's done, and then you get a new one. That's what it is. That's what that life is. And so, you know, I was sad about it because I love working with the cast that I was working with. I love working with the crew I was working with.
Yeah.
And the material was just insane.
absolutely, the
The
material was
writing
great.
was just insane, to the point where when I was done on that show and I was reading other scripts, I was like, this is trash, pass,
right.
pass, trash, right?
Yo, it's hard sometimes when you get things that are written extraordinarily well.
It's that's the diamond in the rough, bro. That's like, you know, it's so rare that you get really great quality stuff. Most times you get something and you're like, you got to make it into something.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to find the in between to build up and to create something, you know. But that had it all.
Yeah, but you
it had it all.
you specifically being a product of that environment.
Yeah.
You added a lot. Like you didn't need to like some other people might need to look for that.
I probably
You was
didn't have to
already
do
that guy.
as much work as some of the other actors had to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was in the environment, but I never stood on the corner hustling.
Oh, okay.
Right? So I had to figure that, that part of it out. There were certain parts of it that I had to figure out, but I'm sure not as much as some had to figure out.
Right.
And I'm sure there was also cats who had spent time hustling, who were on the show, who was, segued into acting, who had spent time hustling, and for them, the work was the acting part of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like Snoop.
Right.
Snoop, love her.
Right, yes.
Felicia, love you, love her. But she was she was discovered by Michael K. Williams.
Right.
She wasn't no actor.
Right.
She had to figure that out. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So we all had to figure stuff out.
So when the show became what it had become,
Yep.
like really one of the most profound, realistic, groundbreaking, I can go on and on and on about The Wire in and of itself.
Yep.
When it became that, what was that like for you?
It was it still is, not was. It is.
Oh, it is. It is.
Yeah, it still is. It's such a it's kind of too big to describe and explain. Like, it's such a blessing. Mm-hmm. It's really like, how people say if the stars align?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's literally, bro, like the stars aligned and everything worked. It was like so perfect in a certain kind of way. And I'll say, when we were doing it, we didn't know, when we started out, we didn't know that it was going to be what it was going to be. We didn't know what we were a part of.
You know what?
Initially, we didn't know. And the reason that we didn't know was because there was nothing else before it that we could compare it to. Like, there was nothing else like it. So everything, like I was saying, everything that I had I'd read before that show had a certain kind of pacing, had a certain kind of structure to it. I'm reading this show and it feels like it's all in real time. I'm like, nobody want to watch real time. Why is it moving so slow? Where's the car chase?
Yeah.
Why am I a drug dealer? I'm not running from the cop. You know what I mean? I'm like, when is this scene gonna happen? Because you watch TV and by act 2, you found,
That's
somebody's
basically the
getting
status
chased,
quo.
blah, blah, blah. Right. Because that wasn't happening, we were like, man, I don't know, this show might suck. We don't know if it's any good or not. It wasn't until toward the end of season 1 when people started getting killed off and they started tying things together that we were like, whoa, something special is happening here. Something magical is happening right now, and we're a part of it.
Hold on.
Yeah.
But did you get chased a lot by zombies?
Well, yes, the zombie thing was a now that show, that was groundbreaking in its own way too.
Yes, that's very, very popular show.
Very popular show.
That may have been one of the #1 in regard to popular. And and I'm a collector.
Okay.
I absolutely collect autographs, and that's where we met initially at the Walker Stalker Fest.
Oh, we did. We met at Walker Stalker.
Walker Stalker, yes.
What?
So,
Bro, which one?
In PA, I believe it was in PA.
Okay.
Or maybe PA.
There, or they have it there, Atlanta.
It was definitely PA. It was just locally.
Okay.
in
So
PA.
it was either
So
Wow.
I would say that show was a very, very popular show.
Yes.
People, the masses, like a cult type following.
Yes, indeed.
You
Yes, indeed. All day, every day.
That was what it was for me. Because again, like I said, I'm a collector. I collect autographs and memorabilia, and I have a whole room. It's a pretty nice setup. And I got quite a bit of y'all stuff. I got your picture.
Thank you.
You and Sasha together.
Oh, thank you.
Quite a bit there. But going to those events, and I go there, I go to Chiller Theater, I go to quite a few events.
Yeah.
It's shocking to me the cult following that they have. It's absolutely amazing.
I just got back from Atlanta, this thing called The Camp, this past weekend.
Right.
It was for The Walking Dead, primarily The Walking Dead, although some cats showed up with Waterboy stuff for me to sign, Wire stuff for me to sign. But it was The Walking Dead. And I kicked the field goals around here, bro. Derek Wallace.
Yo, stop playing. That's right. My bad, fam.
Nah, I'm good.
Yo.
I mean, I'm doing my job. I'm a chameleon.
Yes.
What was the character you played in Big George Foreman?
Oh, I played Archie Moore.
Archie
I played
Moore,
Archie
yes,
Moore.
yes.
It's hard to tell because I had on all Archie
No.
Moore like stuff.
It
And
was.
I had the suit.
I hardly
on.
recognized you, but I
yeah.
did say. I said, "Hey, that's D'Angelo."
Yo, how is that? Because unlike some of your other characters,
Yeah.
that's a person, an actual person.
Who was like, yeah. So George Foreman and I, we had a personal. That was personal too because George Foreman had a TV show on back in the early '90s. What's up, my man? All right. He had a TV show on in the early '90s, and I was on it. I was a regular on the show.
Oh, okay.
So we had already met, like we knew each other, me and George.
Right.
You know, we built a connection, a bond. I love George, man. I loved him. So when that opportunity came around, and George Tillman, the director, he was like, you know, I know this role isn't super big or anything like that, but would you do it for us?
Right.
And I was like, brother, to be a part of Big George's story in any way, I'm doing it.
Right.
I was like, I'm doing it, right? Because, I love George. I went to his funeral, man, last year.
Wow.
Okay.
It was great, and I lucked out too because I brought a friend with me. They thought I was coming by myself.
Right.
I brought a friend with me, and they didn't have 2 seats, but Roy Jones Jr. didn't show up. So they gave me Roy Jones' seats.
Okay.
And I ended up with all the fighters around me, bro.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It was great. It was amazing. But I love Big George, miss Big George, and it was definitely being a part of that. It was another special moment to me because it was like a full circle moment
Right.
to be able to work with him, get to know him on a personal level, and then come back around to us actually doing his story, his biopic.
Right.
So, which role of your roles did you enjoy the most?
Did I enjoy the most?
Yes.
Which one did I enjoy the most? I did this show called The Deuce.
Yes.
That was David Simon and those cats too,
Method
about
Man was in
47.
that one, right?
He was in The Wire too.
He was in The Wire.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he played the pimp.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I enjoyed that. I had fun. You're talking about things that I just have fun
Yes,
on.
enjoy. Like,
So I just
had
had
a ball.
fun on. I had fun on that because it took place. It was like about 42nd Street.
Right.
Back in the late 60s, early 70s. And I remember that, like
Not
what
the
that was
Disney
about.
one they got now.
Before it became Disney World. So just being transported back in time and doing
Right.
that and feeling like I was a part of that era, that was fun. Gangs of New York, that was a lot of fun because we shot that in Rome. And that was another,
Really?
that took us back to like 1886. And they built New York City on this lot, on this soundstage, this lot in Rome.
So they filmed New York.
Gangs of New York in
Not in Rome. Wow.
In Rome.
Wow.
That was all a stage, bro. If you watch that movie, it looked like New York, the
Yeah.
5 points.
Right.
That was all a stage. Even the ships, they built this huge pool, and they
Yeah.
had 2 full-scale ships that they could anchor out
Move.
into the pool,
Okay.
and then bring back in the pool like they were docking. That's how big the set. It was insane. So I had a lot of fun on that, and also when I wasn't working on that, I got to travel all of Italy, which was great.
How was that?
That was amazing, man. I was working with Leonardo DiCaprio and Daniel Day-Lewis and Cameron Diaz, and,
Right.
a bunch of just great talent. And Martin Scorsese directed it.
Wow.
So I just was being in the presence of all those cats and watching them work and how differently they are when they work. It was another blessing. Like I take all those things and it's all like education for me.
Okay.
I always, no matter what I'm doing, I always feel like I'm still learning on the job. No matter what I'm doing, no matter how many years I've been in it, I always feel like I'm learning on the job.
So where did you go when you weren't on set? Like, did you visit? Like, you
And
got
when I was
to
in Rome,
see-
in Italy?
Yeah.
Oh man, I went to Capri. I went to the Amalfi Coast. It's gorgeous over there. I went to oh man, what's the place? Hold on. I went to Venice, of course. I went to Florence.
Okay.
I just traveled, man, everywhere. I went to Pompeii. Y'all know Pompeii.
Really?
is
How
like,
was that?
That was crazy because you actually see mummified like bodies from back when
Wow.
Mount Vesuvius exploded
Right.
and covered that whole city, and people literally like turned to ash.
Wow.
And they got the actual ash from whatever AD or BC or whenever
Right,
it
right,
exploded in little cases. You see the actual, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So it's all interesting. Like I like history, so.
So, hey, a point for black men travel. You should do it too.
Oh man, definitely travel.
So
and I
cool.
wasn't always about traveling. I like being home. But when you're doing it on somebody else's dime, when
I know that's
when
right,
work
Daddy.
takes you, you go.
A question I always ask: how do your children feel about all this? I know that you're a actor and people recognize you in the street. Do your
Yeah.
kids feel like, hey, that's just dad, or they go, hey, my dad is?
Yeah, nah. Well, my son. If anyone were to point out that I'm an actor, it would be my son. It'd probably to one of his friends. Be like, my dad is on this, so my dad
Right.
did that.
Okay.
No, but with the
listen to my
shows that
daughter.
you've done, The Walking Dead,
Yeah.
The Wire,
Yeah.
they gotta be,
Yeah, nah. So of course, to my kids, they're like, that's just dad. Both my kids are actors now, by the way.
Okay,
okay.
congratulations.
But thank you.
How do you
thank
feel about that?
I was hoping to get an engineer or a doctor, dentist, something.
Don't we all?
But their mother is also an actor.
Okay.
And so someone, sat me down one time and was like, they both have actor parents. What did you think was gonna happen? So
Okay.
and so yeah, they're both actors, but they I think they respect what I do, the work that I do. At this point now though, like I could literally do a TV show or do a movie. Like I don't even think they saw the Big George movie yet. Like I could
Really?
do something because they're just like, we've seen everything Dad did. Like we've seen it.
Well, Dad has
so-
been into
A bunch of stuff. Like they're like,
classics.
we don't have to watch Dad right anymore.
not taking away from you at all, but tell us what we could see your children in. Commercials, do they have any roles that we would recognize or not recognize that I need to go look at?
My daughter had her small screen debut on the show Amsterdam
Okay.
about, was it last year, maybe a year and a half ago or so. She was on TV. I was super proud of her.
Imagine.
And she had a little cameo in that movie. It was a mini-series thing, the First Wives, about the president's wives.
Yes.
That came
Okay,
on. She had a
yeah.
little cameo thing in that. My son hasn't hit yet on TV or film, but he just got out of school last year, so he's got his agent.
okay.
And
College?
they doing it. Yeah. They both out of college.
Old school. Listen,
My daughter graduated NYU. My
Nice.
son graduated Marymount Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
And-
No, I
yeah.
asked because my daughter just graduated Ithaca College, and I'm like,
Congrats, bro.
thank you, through the roof.
That's right. That's right.
ugh.
I count that as 2 of the times where I kissed the ground and thanked the heavens.
Amen.
When they were out of college.
Amen.
Out of Pampers, out of college.
No doubt.
Yeah. I know I'm straight up. The 7 times I kissed the ground and thanked God. 1, when my daughter was born. 2, when my son was born. 3, when my daughter was out of Pampers. 4, when
Yep.
my son was out of Pampers. 5, when my daughter graduated college. 6, when my son graduated college. And 7, 7 was when my wife, my ex-wife, she was on The Wire. She was on season 5 of The Wire.
Okay.
She played the female reporter.
Oh, okay.
She played, yes. So she went away to shoot that. She was away for 7 months shooting season 5 of The Wire. And I was at home with the kids by myself for 7 months. The 7th time I kissed the ground was when
When
she
she
came
came
back.
back.
Hold up. So let me tell you about 2013. Because my wife went away for work, and
Yeah.
I was home
Yeah.
without a bloody clue.
Yeah, man. For real. I thought I knew.
We
Always had much respect for stay-at-home parents, single parents. But man, when I had to do it, I really learned. Man. The hardest job on the planet.
Tell me
Yeah.
about your book and being an author.
Welcome to the Lion. So that book actually came out of me going through a hard time in my career, a hard time in my life. And I always wanted to write a book, and I was thinking that the book was gonna come much later in life. And I may do another one later in life. But I was at a point, actually, it was a real hard time in my life where I thought I might not be here tomorrow. I really thought that I need to write this book now because I don't know how much longer I got. And so I started putting paper to pen, man, and just telling a story, you know, pretty much in order. I didn't jump back and forth too much, but pretty much just in order of how I felt things went.
Okay.
And it's titled Walk Up to the Lion because at a certain point in my life, how y'all doing? All right. At a certain point in my life, I had to face a fear, a big fear. And at that moment, the story of Daniel and the lion's den from the Bible popped into my head. And as I was going to face that fear, I just kept telling myself, you got to walk up to the lion, Lawrence. You know, Daniel had he had the faith to walk up to the lion, not be afraid, to walk up to the lion, right? And so I just kept telling myself, walk up to the lion, Lawrence. You got to walk up to the lion, brother. You got to walk up to the, and I conquered that fear. I got over that moment, and now I'm at the point where every time something like that comes at me in my life, that's pretty much my mantra. I'm like,
well, listen, man, we
you
go
know what
through
you got to
struggles.
do. You got to walk up to that lion.
They make us stronger.
How long did it take you to
battle.
write the book?
It actually just flowed out, man.
Oh, okay.
It flowed out, but it took me a whole year to release the book. But it was just coming out. I was waking up like early in the morning, and it just was pouring out. It was just pouring out. I was just like.
So here on Piece of the G's podcast, we're gonna have you sign some books.
Yes.
And we're gonna figure some way to give the free autographed books
Yo, let me ask you a question.
online. We're gonna give them out on Piece of the G's podcast.
Let's do it.
Do you think that you would do another book, maybe some fiction?
Nah, no, if I were to write, which I have written, and I have something that's out in the ethers right now. I don't want to speak too much about, I don't like to speak too much about things I'm working on.
Right.
Just because, you know, I like to hold those things close, and then once they're out, then I can speak. But I have written something. It's not a book, it's a show. And, you know, yeah, if I invest my time in something that's fictional like that, it would be something where I get, because I'm an actor,
Right.
something I get to act in. Like I'd want to act in it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Because I would think as an actor, right?
Yeah.
You have a vivid imagination because ultimately your job is to be somebody else all the time.
Yeah, man. I mean, basically, and that's why actors are a little crazy, man. We're a little cuckoo.
You seem very well adjusted, sir.
I credit my family with keeping me grounded.
Absolutely.
But there is a part of me that's a little cuckoo.
Listen, I understand.
Because we gotta, basically what an actor's what we do is what, it seems ridiculous, like insane, like who would want to do it? We have to make ourselves believe we're somebody else.
Yeah.
So that you will believe that I'm somebody else.
Hold up.
And just the thought of doing that, it's like, why? like why? Right? But it's a calling. It's a calling. You know, someone once said, a great director.
A successful one for you, sir.
Thank you. George, a great director, George Wolfe, great theater, Tony-winning director. He said, you know, we don't choose it, it chooses us.
Oh,
He's
so
like,
that
it chooses us. So
have you been on Broadway, off Broadway? Have you done any plays?
Oh man, yeah, plenty off Broadway stuff. I was headed to Broadway with the show. They're doing Purple Rain the musical. I just did that. I just did Purple Rain the musical. We did it in Minneapolis, Prince's hometown. It'll be heading to Broadway at some point, but I will not be a part of that production once it gets there.
They're lost.
Unless, well, we'll see. We don't know. But right now, I'm not going to be a part of it. But that was my very first musical. Great fun. Broadway has still eluded me, so I'm still looking to get that break.
Brother, you're young
and do
enough.
that.
You got time.
Thank you, man. But I'll also say that, speaking of theater, like when people ask me what's the thing that I've done that I'm most proud of, it is a play, and it's called Top Dog Underdog. And
I know Top Dog Underdog.
Okay.
so me and Harold Perrineau, when they did the Broadway, when it first came out on Broadway with Mos Def and Jeffrey Wright,
Right.
Yeah.
They did a West Coast tour of it, and that was me and Harold. We did the West Coast tour of it.
Okay.
Harold from The Best Man.
Harold from The Best Man.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my brother right there.
From?
Harold From.
From,
Harold
yes.
from.
Yes.
That's right.
Or Oz. Or
Oz,
pick any-
100%.
Pick all the things he's
Yeah.
done. So, yeah,
Oh, my wife
we
loved
did Top Dog
You
Underdog.
talk to him, tell him you were interviewed by a guy whose wife absolutely adores that show.
From?
Can't get
Okay.
enough of it. And she
Okay.
don't really like scary stuff.
Right. Okay. I will definitely let him know. But that's the thing that I'm probably most proud of when we talk about anything, actually, is that play, just because of the play, man. The play, and also me and Harold bouncing off of each other every night was just magical every night.
How is that?
I was,
Like, when you're doing a play,
yeah.
it's live every night. So every night
Yeah,
could
live theater.
literally be something different.
Live theater.
Even in the context of we're doing the same lines, but inflection could be different. How you respond to something that happens outside of the fourth wall.
So I'm gonna tell y'all 2 stories. First story I'm gonna tell, I was doing this play. It's what's his name? Oh man. Anyway, I was doing this play. It's gonna come back to me in a minute. At the Atlantic Theater, and it was there was 4 actors in the play, a 4-hander. One of the other actors is Chris Bauer. Chris Bauer was in The Wire. He was also, and he was in season 2
What role
of The
did he play
Wire.
in The Wire?
Sabaka, is that his name?
Okay.
I
Hold on.
just saw him on something.
But he's been in a lot of stuff. He was also in The Deuce.
Okay.
But so Chris Bauer and I, we had this scene together in this play, and every night he would change. He would do something different every single night. So let's say there's
Like
a
some
moment.
improv stuff.
Yeah, not. You can't change the words.
Oh, okay.
But just the intention.
Oh, okay.
And so let's say there's a moment in the play where I felt like my character laughs because of something he said or because of a situation. He might laugh before I laugh on one night. And now
Right.
I can't laugh because he just phased that out. It's like,
Right.
now I got to figure out a new way to make what I'm going to do next make sense. Like,
Okay.
he would switch it up every night, bro, and make me a better actor because of it. Every
Okay.
single night
Okay.
had me on my P's and Q's, on my toes. So I love Chris Bauer for that. I want to be like you when I grew up, Chris Bauer. The other thing is, so back to Top Dog Underdog, there was a night talking about live theater and how things change every night. Spoiler alert, if you guys don't know Top Dog Underdog, but it's about 2 brothers, younger brother, older brother. The younger brother wants to be like the older brother. Harold played the older brother, I was the younger, but at the end of the play, the younger brother kills the older brother. Ooh. That's the end of the play. He literally kills the older brother, goes on this rant, lights out, right?
Okay.
So anyway, one night, the gun that was in my pocket fell out of my pocket under the bed that I was sitting on in the apartment.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't know it fell out of my pocket. And I have to now, right? So I stick my hand in my pocket and the gun is not there. And I'm like, yo, I'm about to shoot him with my finger because maybe the assistant stage manager forgot to put the gun in my pocket.
Right.
I'm like, I'm about to put, now Harold, being the genius that he is, he was doing his lines and he was pointing, he saw the gun under the bed. So he's pointing to the gun under the bed while he's doing the lines, but I'm just looking at him like, what is this new,
talking about?
what's this new choice he's doing?
Yeah.
I don't know what he's talking about. He's like, and la la la, la 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 la. I'm like, what is he doing? And then I happened to move my foot back a little bit and hit the gun.
All
Yeah.
right.
I
All
was
right.
like, oh, thank God. Speaking of things just happening
Yes.
in live theater that you can't control, you don't know. But yes, live theater.
Listen, this is why we do this because, and dude's better at this than me. I'm not really good at interviewing people. So he does more interviews than me.
He seems good, right?
You seem great at interviewing people. What are you talking about?
I just talk crazy, right? But but these are the kind of things I think people are interested in, right? Because when you do things live, I mean, like I know a person who's a producer.
Okay.
My daughter took media at school,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Now she don't know what she want to do.
That's
the
okay.
part that's killing me, right?
That's okay. She'll find it.
Right, but I understand that when you do do
JD, those books over there.
Yep, I got
sorry.
you. I got you.
when you do television or movie, a lot of it is repetition.
Careful.
Yeah. Because you want people to see different angles, right?
Yes.
Like you might shoot the same scene 5-10 times from different angles.
Oh,
but
yeah.
when you are doing live, whether it's live television or live, because I remember Rock did that one year.
Yeah, he did.
And they, I'm sorry,
Charles S. Dutton.
Charles
Charles
S.
S.
Dutton, and the show Rock.
His nickname was Rock in life.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's a Baltimore guy as well, right?
He is a Baltimore guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I remember, doing that live. By the way, if you don't know, Rocky Carroll's character has been killed off of NCIS.
Oh, really? What? Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I don't know why that had to happen. I don't know why that had to happen.
Jesus.
Even if he was like, I don't want to do the show no more after a gajillion seasons. I mean,
know.
dude got, his bag is fine.
Well,
but
he
even
does a
still,
lot of directing on the show.
okay, they still didn't have to kill the character off.
Yeah,
That's
they
what I'm saying.
But listen, they gave him a spectacular end.
Well, that's good.
Did he like walk into the light or something?
Really?
So
They
was-
showed him
it was
like in
something.
heaven?
Okay.
They showed him go to heaven?
Listen, spoiler alert. So what happened is,
That's funny.
at the end, he doesn't know he's dead.
Oh.
But he's talking to somebody who turns out to be a younger version of Ducky.
Okay.
Now, the character of Ducky, the person is dead. By the way, is it the Wu-Tang? The guy who played Ducky was a recording artist and had a song.
Okay.
And the intro to the song is famous in hip hop. I
Okay.
just can't remember what it is.
Okay.
It might even be a Tribe Called Quest joint. I can't remember.
Wow.
In any case, he ends up seeing Ducky and does, in fact, walk into the light
Wow.
at the end of the show.
Thank
And
you,
then
sir.
shows up
Thank you.
in the end. You know what I love about New York?
What's that?
We know who you are,
Yeah.
but we see you doing something,
Yeah.
And we don't interrupt. We
right,
just,
we just gonna keep it
Nah,
pushing.
man, New Yorkers, and that's why I love New York. I'm gonna tell you, so I lived in LA for 10 years. LA, and love to LA. LA taught me a lot of things, and I did fall in love with outdoor life. I fell in love with the beach. I love a lot of people in LA, but I hated every second of living in LA. And it was because I always felt like I was living in the office in LA. Like,
Yeah.
everybody is a part of the business. It don't matter. You get in an Uber, they writing the script. You
Right.
get on a bus, they were extras. Like, everybody has a connection and want to talk about it all the time. That's all they want to talk about, work. New Yorkers, yo, dude, they don't care. They want to talk about the Yankees, dude. They want to talk about the Knicks
right now.
They want to talk about the Knicks right
Let's
now.
talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? They want to talk about anything else but work.
Gotcha.
And they don't care who you are, what you do, whatever. That's why I love being here, being home, being in New York, because people are just down to earth, grounded, and and the respect is there. They don't look at you like when I'm in LA, people look at you like, how can you help me?
Right.
What can you
Right.
do? That kind of thing. In New York, it's more just respect, like, yo, love your work, right? Appreciate what you do, all
Listen,
of that. So
I gotta say this. I definitely appreciate you taking the time.
thank you.
Because you said, yo, you give us 10 minutes, man. You done gave us like an hour. We only do a half-hour show talking shit, right? And
We're going to
gave
do a
us-
lot of editing there.
I
All
edited,
right, we're going
man.
to touch up a little bit.
Yeah.
I believe that this will go down as one of the best shows we've ever done because we had an absolute great guest. And I was allowed to, by the way, geek the fuck out. Right? If you see the show, I'm really kind of conservative. But I was able to actually geek out. He's really the good guy. I usually just be sitting here quiet like, I don't know what to say. But
Get your autograph book on Piece of the G's podcast by commenting D'Angelo on Instagram.
Get it.
You'll get them while they last.
Get them
don't
while
do
they
that.
last.
Nah, don't do that. I want y'all to know this man. What was his name in the Matty Rich movie?
Oh.
Let's do that one.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh man,
Okay.
y'all gonna have to do some serious
That's
research
right.
for
Right.
that
You're
one.
gonna have to get on your Google
You're gonna have to
machine.
get on your Google, do something.
Hit him with the closing guard.
Yo, it's been real. You've been regular. This guy here has been an absolute gem. This guy, as always, the best guy I've ever met in my life. The problem with him is he's the little brother. When he should have been the big brother.
The baby brother.
You've been regular.
Baby brother.
We thank you, we love you. And whatever you do, don't forget to tell a friend, I usually say tell a motherfucking friend, but tell them motherfuckers that Knicks about to sweep who the fuck ever next week. That's what's up.
Let's
Peace
go
to the
Knicks.
G's podcast.
Peace to the G's.